A countess, peeped the king of Falsewood, rushing forward, a gold piece in his hands. Has for King Lion and has for the other one. His fingers were shaking as he pinched the coin and tossed it clumsily in the air, nearly hitting the Empress of Pussy. Has, it is. King Lion. I'll go second, said Japheth. Agatha broke into a clammy chew, her cuffed hands dripping sweat. Sophie squeezed it against her, their arms touching, both holding their breath. Tetsu stepped into the arena and stood beneath the broken roof, just him and his father's sword. He wedged his worn boots into the mass of stone and put one hand on the lion-carved head, then the other. Every sound drowned out of the house, the prince's chest rising and falling, his breath heavy like an ocean wave. He grasped the sword hard. Then he pulled it with all of his force. Excalibur didn't move. Tetsu clammed his knuckles and yanked a second time. His forearms pounded, his cheeks hot sweat. The sword stayed in place. Air went out of Agatha's lungs, Sophie's changed arms hugging her close. Agatha could hear her friend gasping through her gag to comfort her, drowned out by the murmuring leaders who had been so thoughtful after Tetsu's speech, as if reconsidering who they had been chosen as king. Now relieved that Excalibur has silenced their doubts. Tetsu stepped back, his eyes on Arthur's sword. He said nothing. My turn, said Japheth. He came around the side of the blade and faced Tetsu's head on, his 10 hands clasping the carved lion, rays of sun lightening up his collar. With a quick, shallow breath, he seized the heat and pulled the sword. It glided out of the stone into the snake's wasted fists. No! Agatha yelled in her gag. But the leaders were already on bended knees, bowing to their king, and so were the students, pushed down by guards, Agatha and Sophie with them. Agatha thrust her head through the railing, just in time to see Japheth grinning at Tetsu. Excalibur gripped it in his thin fingers, its blade magically glowing gold. Slowly, the sword floated out of Japheth's hands into the sun, suspended in the mid-air by its own force. Arthur's spirits resounded from within. My blood leaps on. The third test is complete. The tournament's done. A king is found. Camelot's crown appeared like a phantom over Japheth's head and fitted down onto his copper hair. Excalibur turned to Tetsu. Arthur's voice spoke once more, sharper this time. And so is the loser. The sword glowed red with punishment. Agatha lunged in vain for the stairs, trapped by her chin. That's when Tetsu locked eyes with her, finally looking at her, finally seeing her, strong and true, the way he did when he asked her to make a promise. To go on without him, to keep the fight. Tetsu looked back at his father's sword. Agatha screamed. The blade swung for her prince's neck. Light cast its edge. Then Tedros fell, cut into 2 pieces. Merlin returned to Anders Forest. Nearly 10 years before, Tedros and I had a lesson in Anders Forest. I hadn't intended it to be a lesson. It was supposed to be a goodbye. Arthur had killed Kay, and I resolved to leave Camelot altogether, but not without seeing the young prince one last time. Anna waited beneath a purple oak, my eyes clouded with tears behind my spectacles, and my hand grasped anxiously at my beardless chin. How could I leave the boy? Just when we were getting started. I'd intended to stay with his father and then with the son until a day far into the future when the work was done. But things had changed. Arthur had become secretive and fertile. Instead of his mentor, I'd become a nuisance to wrestle against. Somewhere inside him, he had either lost faith in me or, more likely, himself. The only cure was to leave and make him face his fate on his own. As for Tedros, I'll keep an eye on him from afar, like a hawk on high, until a day came where he needed me most. I couldn't tell him this, of course, or he'll spend his life searching and waiting for my return, instead of learning to stand on his own 2 feet. No, the farewell had to be a clean blow, no matter how many tears were shed between us. Merlin! A voice trembled.